Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. Uh, I cannot say buenos dias, but I think it's something else for Spanish. But um, yes, I think buenos tardes, correct? Yes. All right, I'm there. So, good afternoon, everyone. First, let me express my deepest gratitude to our board members, staff members, volunteers, who are there all the time to make COMSA a great place for refugees and immigrants. We gather today here under challenging circumstances. Last week, we heard about the Cinnabon employee in Schwabenland that insulted and demonized the Somali American couple using racial slurs, declaring herself racist. A few days before that, during the televised cabinet meeting, the President of the United States of America labeled Somali Americans garbage, said that he wants them sent back. And that's what I usually say. If somebody wants to tell me go home, I will go to the side of Green Bay. And claim them that they destroyed our country, and this incident emboldened fear and division among the community, fueling harassment in our neighborhoods. To those who demonize and dismiss us, you do not know our story. Somali Americans, like many immigrant communities, have long been part of Wisconsin and Midwest. We were participants in the America. We were veterans, entrepreneurs, healthcare providers, and educators, parents who work hard, raise families, and enrich our economy and culture. Our story is one of resilience and contribution shared with other immigrants like Ukrainian Americans, Afghan Americans, Congolese Americans, and countless other families who arrived with nothing but hope. The truth is simple. Green Bay and Wisconsin thrive when every resident is valued and included. We are not stereotyped. We are not garbage. We are human beings bounded by same values, hope, hard work, family. Hateful rhetoric, invites violence. It makes, our daily life dangerous for people simply shopping, working, and going to school. That is why we at COMSA, we are launching Hope Open Hearts campaign. We call everyone, leaders, business leaders, neighbors, faith leaders, to stand with us, reject racism, rhetoric, and support policies that make our communities safer and more inclusive. Listen to refugee stories and immigrant stories, and join us in building future rooted in kindness and justice, not fear and division. As we speak out against this hate and stand united, I want to recognize and thank everyone, every leader who came out today to show solidarity. Mayor Eric Gendrich, thank you so much. State Representative Ahmad Rivera Wegner, Commissioner Shelton, Fawzia Qureshi, Director of Wisconsin Muslim Civic Alliance, Sheila Baldwin, of Executive Director of Hanan Relief, Brother Osman, who could not be able to be here, from the Islamic Society of Milwaukee. Samira Barre also is a Somali American who graduated from University of Wisconsin Green Bay and worked as a nurse in Green Bay. And she had a recent incident she wanted to share with us, but unfortunately she was on call and she will not be able to be with us today. I also want to recognize, I think this time coincides with prayer time, Imam Hassan of Green Bay Masjid, Robin Scott, my dear friend, and Amanda Garcia, and Natalie Pomstad, who is just the other side of the bridge, waiting the train to finish. She's here now. Oh, she's here. Oh, okay. Welcome back. Thank you so much, and thank you all for stepping up and showing that hate has no home in Green Bay. Your presence and partnership makes our community stronger, more compassionate, more united. Let me close with this. This is not about politics. It's about people. Green Bay has the opportunity today to show the world that what kind of a city we are. a place where diversity is celebrated, where everyone can claim the American dream, and where unity triumphs over division. Can you please say this after me? Say no to fear. Say no to fear. Yes to togetherness. Yes to togetherness. We ask you to join us to build future where every person is valued, every community is uplifted, and all we can thrive together. Thank you so much. I would like to welcome Mayor here.
Well, thank you so much, Saeed, for those words. Tough to follow because Saeed really said it all and said it really well. I want to thank him and thank Kamsa for calling us all together. I'm just really proud to be an ally. I feel privileged to be able to stand with our Somali community during this difficult time. As Saeed said, the Somali community, the refugee community, the immigrant community represent the best of who we are as Green Bay residents, but also as Americans. And I feel very strongly that we have a responsibility, we have a patriotic responsibility to stand up for our refugee friends and neighbors, our Somali friends and neighbors in times of need like this. We're moving into 2026, which is the 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? Are core to who we are as a people. And if you're interfering with someone's ability to pursue, to cultivate happiness, to cultivate a good and decent life, you are betraying the ideals of this country. We also have a moral obligation to stand with refugees, immigrants, the Somali community specifically. We all come from our own moral and faith traditions, or maybe no tradition at all, but for the major faith traditions represented across the globe, hospitality is a core value. For Muslims, for Jews, for Christians, for so many others. And I, as somebody who comes from a Catholic background, called to stand up for the stranger, to welcome the stranger, to extend your hand to people who are in need. So I also, in addition to this being a patriotic responsibility, it's a moral responsibility that we all share. And then lastly, I do feel very strongly that it's a mayoral obligation that I have to stand up for all people of goodwill in the city of Green Bay. And as Saeed laid out, time and time again, the Somali community has faced adversity. And in spite of those challenges, they have been amazing model citizens. And so I'm just incredibly proud, as I said, to stand with him, to stand with the entirety of the community and say no to hate. This is a very simple message. As he said, it's not a political one per se, but it's a moral and ethical question. And I think we all really need to answer it in an affirmative way and stand with our Somali friends and neighbors during this time of need. So again, thanks to Saeed, thanks to Kamsa, thanks to everyone who is gathered here, friends and allies, just standing together as Green Bay does and doing the right thing. We also will have a resolution that's going to be coming to our Common Council on Tuesday. We have a good number of alders who have joined us here today and really appreciate their attendance and ultimate support, which again is just a very common sense, simple demonstration of the support that we are showing for the Somali community. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to Representative Ahmad Rivera-Wagner.
I'm incredibly lucky. I'm lucky to live in a community represented by a mayor who leads with care and compassion. I'm lucky to be in friendship and collaboration and working with people behind me who show up every single day to make people's lives better. I'm mostly lucky that I get to be the state representative for one of the most diverse districts in all of Wisconsin. And when we say diversity, we mean it in every way, whether they're meat packers or moms, whether they're small business owners or corporate leaders, whether they're mechanics or they're teachers. We have been a community here that has welcomed people from all different backgrounds. Our story of Green Bay is one of people who left places to come here, to work hard, and to thrive. The last thing that we need is to insert negative, chaotic, and cruel national messaging from our national political leaders into a community that deeply cares about one another. I could go on and on about all the ways that we show up in policy and care over the last 6 to 10 years. A community that knows what it's like to be a team. But all you actually have to do is look outside today. We got snow a little bit early. It caused a little bit of concern and confusion for some folks and some injuries. But what you did see is that neighbors were shoveling out each other's driveway, that they were salting each other's sidewalk. They didn't ask you what language you spoke, where you showed up, how you got here, what job that you work at. They just saw the problem and they helped. That's the Green Bay I know. We may not be perfect, but we are not cruel. And we are not going to be defined by a national administration that causes division or a single racial slur echoed in the rooms of Cinnabon. We are going to be a place that defines ourselves, that's proud of the people that come here, proud of how hard they work, and proud of the world that we're building together. So I'm just thankful to be with all these amazing folks who are doing a great job. Hate has no home in Green Bay. We are going to work desperately hard to ensure that no matter language you speak or who you love, how you identify or how you showed up here, that we are going to we're going to make Green Bay home for you. Thank you, and let me turn it over to John Shelton, who helped rally some of us to put together this resolution. And I'm really thankful that in the heat of chaos and cruelty, we have local leaders who are stepping up. John Shelton.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you for that introduction, Representative Rivera-Wagner. You heard our mayor invoke the Declaration of Independence, and he invoked life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. There's another part of that declaration that I think we need to remember today, and that is that all men are created equal. A radical idea that extends to everybody in our community. And elections have consequences, and I'm really thankful that in the city of Green Bay, we have had some elections that have put Mayor Ginrich in the mayor's office, that have put Representative Ahmad Rivera-Wagner as our state representative, and that have put the city council folks in place who created the city's first ever Equal Rights Commission. Because what that tells all of us is that this is a city where the majority of us believe that everyone is created equal and that everyone belongs. And incidents that are happening, these one-off incidents happening at the mall, or divisive rhetoric at the national level, that is not actually what defines us. I'm proud to be a member of the city's first ever Equal Rights Commission. And on behalf of the Equal Rights Commission, I want to say to our Somali brothers and sisters out there, and working people in all their diversity in the city of Green Bay, you belong here. We want you here. You are a part of our community. You are our friends. You are our neighbors. And what Green Bay stands for is a community where you belong and can survive and thrive. Okay? And I want to say something about this and why this matters to me personally. So I am an Equal Rights Commissioner. My day job is a professor at UW Green Bay. And since the time I've been on campus, I've worked with dozens of Somali students. I've worked with students who were, majors in my program, students who just took one class, who were computer science majors. And what I've learned from them is that they are just as hardworking, just as thirsty to learn all the things that we have to offer at UW Green Bay, to participate in the civic life of our community as anyone else who lives here. So it is offensive. I'm offended for all of those students to hear this divisive rhetoric. And I am sorry that you have had to listen to this, all of those students who've had to listen to this. And over the past, I don't even know how long, maybe 10 years at this point, I've been a board member of COMSA. Saeed Hassan is a very good friend of mine. And it deeply hurts me to see the hurt that this has caused to Saeed and the work that COMSA does to serve immigrants and refugees right here in Green Bay. Their organization does incredible work. And when we have this divisive rhetoric at the national level, targeting our brothers and sisters, that is the human cost. And I'm going to tell you that we will not stand for that. Not here in Green Bay. We will not stand for it. Okay. So I couldn't be more thrilled to stand up and support. We have to show that we live these values, and we are showing that. And I couldn't be more inspired by what's happening here today. So thanks everybody for coming. And now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce Fozia Qureshi.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Fozia Qureshi, and I'm the Executive Director for the Wisconsin Muslim Civic Alliance. The Wisconsin Muslim Civic Alliance represents the 70,000 Wisconsin Muslims here in the state. Our mission is to empower and amplify the voice of Wisconsin Muslim community through civic engagement, research, and advocacy, striving for a better future for all Wisconsinites. Over the past weeks, we've witnessed disturbing acts of hate directed at Somali and Muslim community members, from the harassment of Somali women in a Green Bay city nearby. Not familiar with saying that one. To the dehumanizing remarks made about Somali immigrants at the national level. These incidents are not isolated. These incidents, they reflect a dangerous pattern of rhetoric that threatens the dignity, safety, and belonging of these communities. When someone attacks Somali families, they attack all of us. Somali Wisconsinites are our neighbors, our coworkers, our friends, our teachers, our healthcare workers, just like the sister that actually couldn't attend today. She's on call as a nurse. And they're in every corner of Wisconsin, from Green Bay to Madison, from Barron to Milwaukee, literally everywhere the community is here. Today we stand united to say enough. We reject hate, we reject racism, we reject any attempt to divide our communities or make our families feel unwelcome in the place they call home. I also want to commend the mayor of Green Bay. Thank you for taking meaningful action by introducing a resolution supporting our Somali American residents. This kind of courage matters. When our elected officials speak out clearly and do not hesitate to call hate by its name, they set a standard for the entire state. We hope and encourage that other cities across Wisconsin do the same and follow this example. The Wisconsin Muslim Civic Alliance will continue fighting for policies that protect our communities, uplift our youth, and ensure that all of us, Somali, Muslim, immigrant, and all of our allies can live with dignity and without fear. To every Somali family listening, we stand with you, we see you, we honor you, and we will not allow hate to define your story of your home in Wisconsin. Thank you. Our next speaker is Sheila Badwan.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here today in my capacity as board president of the Wisconsin Muslim Civic Alliance. I'm also the executive director of Hanan Relief Group in Milwaukee. We are a refugee resettlement agency. In my work, I engage daily with refugee and immigrant families, including many Somali Americans. I see firsthand how hardworking, dedicated, and resilient they are. I've known Saeed for many years. We work alongside together. Their contributions really strengthen our neighborhoods, our workforce, and the future of our state. This incident was painful, not only for the couple involved, but for every immigrant, every Muslim, and every person who has ever felt targeted for simply being who they are. It reminded us that racism and anti-Muslim hate are not abstract ideas. They are daily realities for many in our community. Today, we say clearly, we reject racism, we reject anti-Muslim hate. We reject xenophobic rhetoric that attempts to divide us or dehumanize us, our neighbors. We will not allow hate to take root in Wisconsin. Somali Americans are part of this state. They are part of the backbone of our communities, contributing through hard work, strong values, and deep commitment. At the heart of this moment is a reminder of America's founding principles: equality, justice, dignity of every human being. These principles are not just words in our history books. They are values we must actively protect and live out. Our state and our country are strongest when we ensure that every person, regardless of their faith, race, or country of origin, can live freely and without fear. Every Wisconsin resident deserves safety, every family deserves respect, and every one of us has a responsibility to stand up against hatred wherever we see it. Let this incident be a turning point. Let it move us to create a Wisconsin where hate has no home, where our diversity is celebrated, and where every person is recognized as a full and valued member of our community. Thank you.
All right, I think I'm next. My name is Robin Scott, and I serve as the Executive Director and Therapist at We All Rise African American Resource Center. I work every single day with survivors of violence and trauma in our community, and I'm standing here today in solidarity with my colleague and UWG doctorate program classmate Saeed Hassan, Executive Director of COMSA, and with Somali immigrant and refugee families across Green Bay, who are living with a level of danger, fear, and hostility that is absolutely unacceptable. Recently, someone close to Saeed was harassed at the Cinnabon in Bay Park Square Mall. Some people will try to minimize that. They'll say it was just a comment, just a moment, or just a misunderstanding, or even the worst of them all, we didn't see the whole video. But for our communities, it's never just anything. It's a part of a pattern where Black, Somali, Muslim, immigrant, and refugee families are told with looks, with racial slurs, and even with threats that they do not belong here and that their safety and dignity are somehow negotiable. As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. taught us, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. When a Somali woman cannot feel safe at the mall, no one in Green Bay is truly safe. When immigrant and refugee families have to scan every room before they even exhale, that is not somebody else's problem. It's a crisis of who we are and who we're willing to be as a city. We're also entering in this holiday season, a time that is supposed to represent peace, compassion, and family, and even care. And as a clinician, I know this season is already a time of deep grief, depression, stress, and loneliness for so many. Adding racialized harassment and xenophobic violence on top of that does not just harm people's feelings. It harms their nervous systems. It disrupts sleep, it worsens anxiety, it deepens PTSD, and teaches children that they must shrink themselves to stay alive. So let me be very, very clear. We reject harassment and hate in every form, from a racial slur in a food court to policies that marginalize entire communities. We insist that Somali, African, immigrant, and refugee families are not guests in this city. They are Green Bay. We call on local institutions, businesses, law enforcement, schools, and government to take these incidents seriously and to respond with accountability and action, like what we're hoping to do here today. At We All Rise, our work has taught us that healing is possible, but it does not come from silence. It comes from truth telling, from community care, and from changing the structures that allow harm to continue. To Somali families, to all immigrant and refugee families, to every Black and brown neighbor listening today, you are not overreacting. You are not invisible. You are not alone. We stand with you, not only in our words, but in our advocacy and our daily work to build safety, belonging, and justice. And to the rest of Green Bay, you cannot claim to value justice, mental health, or community while remaining silent in the face of hate. Silence is a choice, and it is not a neutral choice. As Saeed Hassan of COMSA often reminds us, we came from fear. We came to safety and to reclaim our dignity. So today I stand with COMSA. My staff stands with COMSA as they launch their campaign, their community campaign to strengthen their programs and to support the refugee and immigrant families who call Brown County home. Any support is a direct statement that hatred will not define our community. It provides immediate support, it restores hope, and it affirms belonging for families who have already overcome so much. Please consider supporting COMSA, supporting Saeed and their work, and sharing the campaign widely. Together, we can show loudly and clearly that Brown County is a place where everyone is welcome and that racists don't get rich off of their hatred. Thank you for standing with us, and thank you for being part of this change.
And then Sheikh Hassan.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good evening, everyone. My name is Hassan Sheikh Abdel Nasir. I'm honored to speak with you today. I am an Imam and Vice President of Islamic Society of Wisconsin, Green Bay. First, I want to thank the people of Green Bay for welcoming us warmly into this community. Your kindness, solidarity mean a lot, especially during difficult times when some mosques face attack and threat and in 2019. Your support showed us that we are not alone and that Green Bay values diversity and inclusion. As a community, we are proud to be part of Green Bay and this great country. However, we also face challenges recently. Some have spoken, they're all in the media. Our president spoken hateful words about our community, calling us names and insulting us. This kind of hate speech has no place in our society. Despite this, we continue to contribute positively. Somali Americans are doctors, engineers, nurses, teachers, business owners, and more, as our fellow brothers and sisters mentioned. We are the backbone of this nation's growth. We work hard, serve our neighbors, and help build this country just like everyone else. As an imam, I speak every Friday to my community, reminding them to respect neighbors, elders, and to do good. We encourage kindness, volunteering, and unity. Our faith teaches us love, mercy, and understanding. Today, as I ask all of us to see beyond the hate. Let us build bridges through respect, dialogue, and cooperation. I remember one of the recent years we had been bridge building together with pastors and bishops in Green Bay. We have done so many bridge buildings in our community, in our mosque, and in the church. We used to visit the church, and they used to come to us, and we were together. I also appreciate the effort of our mayor and the way he used to come and visit us in our mosque, and also the chief police, the chief of the police, and the captain Kevin, and so many leaders. So far, Green Bay, we feel safe in Green Bay, despite some few things and few individuals, and that they don't represent Green Bay. In particular, the lady in the Cinnabon. We want to be respected and valued for who we are and for our contributions. Together as diverse communities, we can create a stronger, more united Green Bay. Thank you all.
And now I will call upon Amanda.
Buenas tardes. Good evening. Mi nombre es Amanda Garcia y soy hija de inmigrantes mexicanos. My name is Amanda Garcia and I'm the daughter of Mexican immigrants. I serve as the executive director of Casa Alba Melanie, the Hispanic Resource Center of Northeast Wisconsin, and our work has always been rooted in community, belonging, and advocacy for Hispanic Latino families who live here. Tonight, I stand in full solidarity of our Somali American and Muslim neighbors and all other immigrant communities because an attack on one of these communities is an attack on all of us. I stand with you in affirming that your presence, the immigrant and Muslim communities, strengthens the city of Green Bay, and your presence is an asset to this city. I carry my own family's immigrant story into this work. My parents came to this country with a dream for a better life, believing deeply in justice, liberty, and freedom for all. They taught me that freedom only means something when it includes everyone. And I want you to hear this clearly. I will fight for these rights and freedoms to the very last day, to my very last day on this earth. Because my parents' dream did not start or end with them, it starts with me. And it will be carried by future generations. At Casa Alba Melanie, our mission remains the same. We will continue to uplift Hispanic Latino community members, encourage their well-being, respond to community needs as best we can, and help families gain the tools necessary to advocate for themselves. I helped just one client that came into our building today with a case of harassment and discrimination because of who she is as a Mexican American. That was just today. I firmly believe that all immigrant families, whether Latino, Somali, Middle Eastern, Asian, African, are an asset to Brown County. All deserve to feel safe, respected, and valued in their workplaces, in our schools, in our public spaces, and in their houses of worship. In January 2025, I shared a statement sharing something similar, and today I want to renew that message. I denounce any rhetoric or action that dehumanizes immigrant families or incites violence against them. And I reject the false narratives that attempt to divide us. There is power in community, and in Green Bay, we will stand together against division, against dehumanization, discrimination, or any other form of hate. Tonight, I ask the residents of Brown County to join me in doing your part to make sure that every family feels welcomed. Our community is strongest when all of us feel seen and protected. To the Somali American and Muslim communities, Latino immigrants stand with you. Us in this room stand with you. Your lives, your safety, your dignity matter deeply. And I will continue to use my voice, my leadership, and my heart to protect that. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Natalie Bomstead, and I serve as the Executive Director at WLO, which is an organization whose purpose is to ensure all people have opportunities to thrive. Personally, I've also had the distinct privilege to not only work with Saeed as a colleague, but to truly call him a friend. And the folks at COMSA and the amazing community that they serve day in and day out, we've shared tea together. I have felt incredibly welcomed there. And so it pains me today to have to be up here to have this conversation when we have so much hurtful rhetoric and hate that has come towards not only the Somali community, but other immigrant and refugee communities. Today, I stand in solidarity with our Somali, our immigrant, and our refugee communities, whose contributions enrich our Northeast Wisconsin community. We recognize that true well-being is only possible when every person feels a sense of belonging and true safety. At WLUK, we believe that inclusion is not just a value, it is a practice. And it means that ensuring that we are intentional about how we co-create spaces and policies where cultural diversity is celebrated as a strength, and we build environments where everyone, regardless of origin, can flourish. Let us remember that belonging is not given, it is built. And when we build it together as a community, we create a place where everyone is valued, every story is honored, and every dream has room to grow. To our Somali immigrant and refugee neighbors, we see you, we stand with you, and we remain steadfast to our commitment to support all efforts that ensure that every person has an opportunity to thrive. Thank you.
All right, I think we have time for some questions. If you just state the name of the person you'd like to bring up to the podium, and then feel free to ask your question. Or we'd probably have some time for some quick one-on-ones if you'd prefer that. Or those of you who have a 5 o'clock news, I can just keep talking. We can just dip right into me. Your choice. Any questions? All right. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. Appreciate it.
Group picture, and then folks